This video is meant for visual support during installation. Use the provided manual for full installation instructions. Installers in this video are licensed professionals. VIGO highly recommends using a licensed contractor to do this installation and will require a minimum of 2 people. VIGO has the right to update and modify this product. This is done with your best interest in mind, as we will never stop striving for perfection. Using installation instructions as a reference, check hardware to make sure all pieces are present. For tech support, call this number. Replacing your shower door can be very easy. First, inspect your package and all of its contents before installation. Shower enclosure is made from tempered glass. If mishandled, it could potentially shatter. Never rest the glass directly on a hard surface, and be careful not to bang it while moving. Apply a side seal strip to the wall side of the front fixed panel. With gaskets between the glass and metal, screw the glass supports onto the front fixed panel with a hex key. Next, put the panel in place on either side you prefer, as this unit is reversible. Make sure it's level and square, then mark for your holes. After that, move the setup and pre-drill your holes. Ideal installation prefers the use of studs behind the wall. However, if these are not present, anchors are provided with the product. Place your anchors into the wall, then tap them in gently with a mallet. Put the panel back in place and screw it partially to the wall with 1 5/8 inch hex screws. Glass support holes are oval in shape for 10 mm of adjustment space. Make sure the panel is level, then tighten it to the wall. Unscrew the plate on the turning hinge base mirrored and mount the base in the lower corner of the front fixed panel. Then mark for the screw hole. Next, with the gasket in place, put the plate back on the turning hinge base mirrored, then insert an anchor and screw the base down. For your safety, remove the screw that connects the structural arm on the floor mount and fill it with silicone. Mount the other turning hinge base to the upper corner, then cover the plate and tighten the screw. These structural arms have an adjustment screw hole 1/2 inch in length to allow for flexibility and proper 90-degree installation. Remove the upper screw that holds the structural arm, put the arm in place, and screw it together. Hold the arm level and mark for the holes on the wall. Then pre-drill your holes, insert the anchors, and screw the arm back in place. Now it's time to install the door panel. Grab the other half of your 2-part hinge. The screws that tighten to the panel have gaskets on them, so make sure that the separate gasket goes on the opposite side. There should be no metal on glass contact. Next, put the hinge together like so, and do the same for the top hinge. While one person holds the top hinge in position, have another person slide the door through the hinges, then tighten it securely. For ease of installation, you can slide the door further in than necessary to leave room to install the final side panel. Grab the other side panel and apply the seal strips from the bottom up on the side that will go against the wall. Cut off any excess on top. Do not cut around the glass supports. With the gaskets in place on both sides, screw the glass supports to the front of the fixed panel. Make sure the shelf holes are closer to the top of the panel before installing. Align the side panel with the door panel to find its place and mark holes on the wall to mount the glass supports. Remove the panel, pre-drill your holes, insert the anchors, and screw everything back in place with a 1 5/8 inch hex screw. Double check that everything is aligned. You can put your magnetic seal strips onto the door and fixed panel to get a better idea. Trim any excess off the top. Find the right place for the door and screw it in tightly. Once the shelves are installed, the fixed panel can no longer be adjusted. Unscrew the shelf glass holder cap, insert a washer, and reconnect it through the top hole in the fixed panel and screw it back together. Slide the glass shelf in place with 2 holders on the side up against the wall. Tighten the screws underneath the holder caps and find a good level, then mark the circumference of the holders on the wall. Remove the panel, put the holders in place, mark the holes in the middle, then pre-drill your holes. Using the provided anchors and 1 5/8 inch Phillips screws, screw the holders in firmly. Put the shelf back in place and tighten the holder caps. Repeat these steps for the other shelf. Once all of your panels are in the correct place, grab your door handles. With washers on both sides of the glass, screw your handles together firmly with the towel bar on either side you prefer. Next, install the door side seal strip, then the door bottom seal strip. Mark and cut if there's any excess. If you haven't already, apply the magnetic seal strips on the door panel and the side panel. Measure the distance under the door and cut the threshold to the proper length. The threshold has holes on both sides and is made to be reversible. Make sure the threshold end with the screw hole is placed by the hinge base mirrors. Slide the right threshold clip to the bottom corner of the side panel and mark for the hole. Then do the same for the other end. Next, pre-drill your holes, insert anchors, and screw the threshold in place with 1 1/8 Phillips screws with silicone underneath. Install all of your screw covers. Note that there are 3 different types. Apply clear silicone caulking to the inside of your shower enclosure between the wall and side seal strip and along the floor and glass panels. We also recommend applying silicone around the turning hinge base mirrored and the threshold clips. Wait 24 hours before using the shower and never allow water to directly hit the door seal strips. To keep your shower looking brand new, wipe down the inside with a water beading treatment similar to one you'd use on a car windshield to keep the glass looking brand new. That's all we have for today. See you next time.